What's up, gang? Evil here. Been away from the scale scene for a little while. One of the last things I did with this truck before I put it up was I did a shock upgrade. Yacht Racing had sent me several sets of their Desert Lizard shocks to try out, and I really liked them. And for the few days that I used them, they really worked pretty well. The other day, though, Vanquish announced the Incision shock set, and I was never super happy with the stance that these shocks gave my SCX-10, so I was looking at replacing them or getting my power strokes fixed to put back on there, but I wasn't really driving the truck, so it just wasn't high on the priority list. But since these shocks are now out, I thought I would pull this off the shelf and swap these shocks out. But I'm sad to report that what I found was a bit of a mess. All four of these shocks are leaking. Leaving a spot on the bench there. That is unfortunate. So anyway, looks like I have a bit of a mess to clean up here. There is a lot of shock fluid that leaked out of these. In fact, I bet I have a mess on my shelf where this truck has been sitting. So anyway, let's take a look at the Incision shock. So if you find the shock lids to be on there a little bit tight, like I did, I just take the shock body and I put it in a towel, and then take an Allen wrench, just put it in there, give it a little bit of a twist, she comes right loose. A little bit snug, a little too snug for the fingers, but they're not too terrible to get off of there. Anyway, that's enough oogling over these things. Let's drop some oil in them and get them on the truck. Since I've built 10,000 axial kits, I have a bunch of this 30-weight oil laying around. So that's what I'm going to pop in these. These shocks, in addition to being a lot more scale realistic than most of the stuff that's out there, they also are a really beefy shock. All of the bushings, so that you don't have to do anything funny as far as mounting them to the rig, using fuel tubing, any kind of washers or shims or anything like that. One of the more unique things they do is the bottom shock cup actually bolts to the rod end. That keeps that shock cup from coming undone on you while you're on the trail. I know myself, I have lost that bottom shock cup several times. It kind of ruins your day because the truck sags on that side, because the spring will just kind of, you know, float or hang down a lot lower than it should be. So that's a really interesting innovation they've done. As well as it's a cartridge shock. It has a dual X-ring design with machined washers, as well as machined nylon pistons. It comes with two sets of pistons for different tuning options. But all the parts are machined and hard anodized, which means the action is really smooth, should be really long lasting, as well as easy to rebuild with that bottom loader shock. They're going to have other tuning options as well. Right now there's only one spring rate, but other spring rates should follow, as well as rebuild kits for the O-rings and whatnot. But it does feature a dual collar locking design. So basically you adjust your preload with this bottom collar, and then you lock it in place with the top collar, just like a full-size performance coilover shock would be. Alright, there we go. Got them all installed. I'm much happier with these as far as durability wise, leakage wise. I expect them to be a lot better. They're nice and beefy. We shouldn't have any durability problems with them. Aesthetically, I'm really pleased to have the stance back on my truck like I like. I tend to ride, I have just usually a little bit of sag. I don't run full droop or anything, but I like a little bit of sag in the setup, so the truck tends to float. and I have that again. So I'm really, I think a lot of it has to do with how the truck looks when it's going through, you know, tough rock sections or whatever, or if it's going a little bit fast, it gives a little bit better scale appearance. But anyway, much happier with the stance with these new shocks versus those internal springs I had on there before. So anyway, that is it, guys. If you want to pick up a set of these, you can find them at vanquishproducts.com. They are $50 a pair, and available now. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Please subscribe.